Hello, hello, hello to my beautiful, beautiful star seeds. Okay, so first off, I want to say that I really am enjoying this. I'm getting very, very organized, as you guys can see with my notes, to help you dissect your stories. And so let's get right into it, okay? So today we have Tasha James from Ohio. She was bold and brave enough to actually state her name and where she's from. And she is currently 24 years old. So shout out to Tasha James. Thank you so much for sharing your story with me. And let's get this thing going, okay? My name is Tasha James, and I came across your channel. I am so happy someone is finally doing this. I have always felt odd and isolated since I was smaller, whether it be in school or in my family, period. My father left when I was a baby, and he was never around. I was raised by a single mother. My dream was always to be an actress. It's my best talent and what I enjoy the most. As a child, I would dress up in my room and watch my favorite movies as I would try and act out certain parts. I had two siblings, which is a younger brother and older sister. They never had any artistic talents like I did, and they were always closer to one another than me. I told my mom from the beginning that school wasn't for me, neither was college. I used to straight up tell her I would never go to college when I was around 8 or 9, but I guess she thought I was just a kid babbling. When I hit about 11 and my mom saw that I was serious, she would take me out on acting auditions, but I would never actually get the part. Now that I know how it works, I won't blame myself. I participated in many school plays and always got standing ovations, so I knew I was good. Everybody knew I was good. As the years went on, the older I got, the worse everything got. It was almost like everyone lost faith in me that once supported me. The older I became, the more I would be advised to pursue dreams that I had never been interested in, like being a hairstylist or being a nurse. After I turned about 17 and my dreams had not become a reality, I started feeling extremely depressed and finding my joy elsewhere, but definitely not school. Things such as drinking and partying with my so-called friends, and even then I still felt like the outcast of those groups of friends. I was so stressed and mentally lonely that I would be so drunk they would leave me in the car alone in the dark by myself. My life was so unsafe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to go through this, okay? At this point, my mother became completely fed up with my behavior, and I truly felt like I did not belong on this planet. I couldn't figure out what to do with my life to make her proud. This is when things got ugly with me and her at home. She started abusing me and gaslighting me day by day so bad to the point to where I started running away at 19. My brother and sister were both doing great in school, which also just made me look worse. The abuse got so bad that I ran away for good. This is when I met my boyfriend, Samuel. At 19 years old, I moved in with my boyfriend, and that's when the gang stalking and vehicle harassment began. I am now 24 years old, and we are now married. I feel very blessed because he never judges me for what's happening. He also never uses my gang stalking to call me crazy or make me second guess what's going on. That's great. My mother sees that I'm doing well, and she often tries to reach out to me, but I've given her enough chances to show that she will actually never change. The stalking would, I'm sorry guys. Oh yeah, okay, so the stalking would be super intense and then calm down and then start back again. But lately it's been very intense, which is how I came across your channel. After watching your videos, I realized how lucky I am to have someone here with me to help me through. Yes, you are. My main question is, should I give my mother a second chance to be in my life? My other family members live out of state, and my brother and sisters are too far up her ass to trust. I hope this story was informative enough for you to help me. Thank you for your wonderful platform. Okay, so yeah, you kind of remind me of someone, which is not a surprise because yeah, we have a lot of common denominators in our stories. And now, so what we do, you guys, is after we read the story, what we do is we go to that person's questionnaire and we answer these questions. Yeah, name not anonymous, Tasha James from Ohio. Okay, birth date, July 14th, 1984. You're an indigo Pluto Scorpio child, okay? Number 3, when you realize you were targeted, who was around you? Her boyfriend, Samuel. So her boyfriend, Samuel, you guys, was the person that was around her at the time that the targeting began, that she picked up on it, okay? Question 4. Once those who were around you realized this was actually taking place, what did they do? Did they blame you? Did they call you crazy? Her answer was, he found it very startling at first, but we got used to it. He was and is now supported and a great partner. That's beautiful. I love to hear that. Question 5. Have you ever suffered narcissistic abuse in your family or personal relationships? Her answer is yes. My mother was so horrible. She would gaslight me and pretend I didn't make up my bed just to punish me. Yeah. Yep. Question number 6. Has anyone shared empathy for you at this difficult time? Her answer is, my boyfriend is the only person who has ever shown empathy ever. Number 7. Do you have any friends outside of your family? Her answer was no. Might be for the best. Question 8. Are you targeted in public by color codes such as red and white vehicles or clothes that are usually red and black? Her answer is white, red, and blue cars all day, but mostly whites. Even when I go places, they park in clusters. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. The parking lot can literally be empty, and then you show up and there's like 4 white cars on the side of you. Question 9, have you ever had a UFO encounter? Her answer is yes. I went to the park at night and saw a star that was extremely low. I was about 17 years old. I was with my friends. You probably got activated then, baby. Because you have to understand, when you start seeing these vehicles, you have entered another dimension, but you're still in the 3rd dimension and in between 5th, which makes you in the 4th dimension. And so that's why you're able to see this stuff. So you probably were activated way before you even knew. And question number 10, last but not least, what higher power do you believe in? And the answer to her question was, I was raised Christian, but now I believe in Osiris, the Egyptian green god. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful, okay? So now, it's time to start breaking down your story. So number 1, what I did realize, go back to your email. What I did realize is that, okay. So what I did realize was that being an outcast at a young age. Now, this is something that we all go through as TIs. And I did a video called Common Denominators of TIs, because the more that we talk about this stuff, the more alone we will not feel. And the more we will know, not only there's nothing wrong with us, but we might be very, very, very special people, okay? So with that being said, talking about never fitting in school, it's completely normal. And I feel like all these years of you feeling like an outcast, your time to shine is coming. I have a funny feeling, okay? Dreams of being an actress. Yes, targeted individuals, we tend to have these talents in entertainment, whether it's drawing, singing, acting, writing songs, writing sitcoms. Like, we can actually create things that are amazing. And that's why we're being watched, because these people, they actually have interest in us for their agendas. They want to use us for their agendas, but no, this time we're going to use ourselves for our own positive agendas, okay? 3rd one, single mother household, younger brother, older sister, all had different dads. Yeah, so I need you to understand, you were the last child. No, you weren't, you were the middle child. So if all you guys had different dads, that means that your mom was pretty much already irritated with the situation. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry about that. My daughter, she was kind of getting a little fussy, so let's keep going. Okay, yeah, so as far as your mother, when it comes to her being a single mother, and there's 3 of you guys, she's probably fed up with the whole thing and is not kind of sitting quite well with her, which might be why you went through some of the things that you went through. And then especially with you guys all having different fathers, she's broken inside. She's hurt, okay? There's something in her heart that's missing, okay? So let's move on. Only artistic person in the house, jealousy due to your talent. So yeah, if you're feeling like you were the only artistic person in your home, or like the only person who kind of thought outside of the box and was like, oh, I don't want to go to school. Just like you said, I don't want to go to school. I just want to be a star. I just want to be an actress. And you actually took initiative to believe in those things. You know, like even as a child, you said you were in your room dressing up and trying to play out different parts. And that is what makes you you. You are manifesting your reality this whole time. So I need you to keep your head up, because now it's the age of Aquarius, age of awakening, and it's your chance to manifest your dreams through the stars, my dear, through the stars, okay? Let's keep going. Feels like you failed your mother. failed at acting. Okay, so yeah, that part when you talk about how she would take you on auditions, and like I said, this reminds me of somebody. She would take you on auditions, but you wouldn't get the part, and you kind of felt like you failed her in a way. That's completely normal, and no, you did not fail her. The way that this industry works, just like you said, a lot of these people, they're already chosen, they're already picked out, and you never get your opportunity, and the audition is pretty much just up front, okay? So yeah, feeling like you failed your mom, I could understand why that would make you feel depressed, but it's not your fault, okay? Moving on, talent was clarified by many. So this is what is important, because like you have kids who want to sing and they're bad at it, you know, and then they go and they perform at a talent show and they completely embarrass themselves, and they kind of embarrass their parents in a way, even if parents want to pretend like, oh, my baby is just having fun. Like, no, it matters, because there's kids her age that can actually sing and your kid fucking can't. So the fact that you're saying that when you did these talent shows and when you would play in your plays, you would get standing ovations, and people would make it be known that you were good at what you were doing. So that's a great it's a good scenario to look at, because it lets you know that you were not wasting your time with you know what you believe that you could potentially do. You weren't wasting your time. Okay, moving on. Age 17, depression begins, and the partying. So you're basically telling me that overall you spent all these years trying to fulfill this dream and didn't work out the way you wanted it to. And so once you realize that you were getting closer to 18, because see, 18 is when you're supposed to actually start school. And so what happens is that if you don't start college by the time you're 18, everybody around you is like making you seem like there's an emergency, or like you're not gonna be anything in life, or like something is wrong with you. Okay, so when we talk about your siblings doing good in school and kind of like you feeling some type of way because you weren't, now you're coming up on 18 and you haven't even gotten your first part, or it hasn't happened. That I can understand why that would cause depression. Okay, moving on. The narc abuse starts, yes, 17, gaslighting. See, there's people who have been through narcissistic abuse. I don't understand why it's always the mother. That's kind of weird to me. But what I do notice here is that your narc abuse started at 17. And that is when people lost faith in you. So when it comes to gaslighting, you guys, there's a lot of people who have suffered narcissistic abuse, but weren't necessarily gaslit, or like they have no idea what gaslighting is and how devastating it can be. And so you gave me an example of your gaslighting. You said that your mom would tell you like to make up your bed. You guys, this sounds crazy, but this is what these people do. Tell you to make up your bed. And I know you're telling the truth. Tell you to make up your bed. You make your bed up, and she'll say you didn't make it up and ground you and just put you on punishment or take your phone. I've been through it. I know these people are nuts. They're crazy. They're crazy. They really, really are, you guys, and this stuff really exists. And there's even children that go through this that are younger than 17. I don't know how they make it. I really don't. And what's interesting about this is that your next point is that you became a runaway. Now, our stories aren't completely the same, because I wanted to sing. I didn't really care about acting that much. But what's interesting is that once we're gaslit in the home, that's when we leave, because it's too much. You know that has to be a demon. You just know. You just shake out. You bounce. You dip. It's a natural instinct to dip because we're smart. Okay? So yeah, you became a runaway after the gaslighting. I know you did. I know you did. Okay? Then it says you met your boyfriend by age 19 and moved on. So basically what you're saying is that from age 17 to 19, you were living with your mother, but the abuse was still carrying on and you couldn't take it anymore. And it lasted for about, 2 years? And once you were 19, that's when you left for good. And when you met your boyfriend and moved in with him, that's when you left for good, okay? So basically, you're telling me that this person is very empathetic and he's kind to you and that he loves you. And I love that. I love that. Now, when I look at this email, it says that your gang stalking actually started when you moved in with him. And so I want to bring something to your attention, because I'm just speaking from experience, you guys. My gang stalking did not start until I left my mother's house. My gang stalking did not start until I got out of my mother's house. And you guys, when I tell you that you guys are special people and chosen people and you're multidimensional and you're battle angels and you came here to fight against evil, I mean that. And let me tell you why. The fact that, see, when you talk about gaslighting or mothers putting their children on medication, it's really, really ironic to me how the stars align this whole thing up to where when you're gang stalked, you're already out of your mom's house. Did you ever realize that? When you're gang stalked, you're out of her house already. You want to know why? Because the stars, your ancestors, the Most High, whoever you want to call them, Jesus, Yeshua, Yahweh, Osiris, whoever, the Pharaoh parents, whoever the hell they are, they're protecting you because their plan. Let me tell you what I told y'all. Your family literally had a plan for you so that when your gang stalking program began, you would be around them so that they could simply put you on meds, say you're crazy, make you go crazy, bam, you're gone. That was their plan. That was their plan. So it's really important that you understand you dodged the bullet and be very thankful for that, okay? Moving on. Let's see here. Yeah, so the fact that you have a boyfriend that's empathetic to you and that cares about you is very, very important. Now, what I did go back and do, as you know, I went back and added, sometimes I have to do this in order to complete your analysis. I have to sometimes add additional questions onto my questionnaire, and I decided to add 2 for you. And those questions were, have you notified any other family members about your stalking? How did they react? And you said yes. You said you told your mom and you told your brother and sister. They had nothing to say about it besides you needed help. Okay, that's how they get money off of experimenting on your bloodline in these underground bases and mental asylums, okay? And question 2 is, has your mother ever given you psychiatric meds? And your answer was yes. Says that once you basically exposed that you were not interested in school, they used that as what they call ADHD, and basically said that you had a problem concentrating, that you were not interested in your studies, and that you needed medication to help you out with that. So I'm going to come to my final analysis with you. Number 1, this question that you asked me. Let's see. Yeah. So the question that you asked me about your mother, you said, my main question is, should I give my mother another chance to be in my life? My other family members live out of state and my brother and sister are too far up her ass to trust. Yeah. So let me tell you something. You cannot trust this lady. I don't care what the circumstances are. You cannot trust her. Okay. So yeah, sorry about that. Okay. So here we go. Yeah. So when it comes to, has your mother ever given you psychiatric meds? You said yes. You did not say which one it was, which is fine. It's all the same bullshit. But yeah, and this is what happens when I asked you around what age. You said 14. So this is when it starts, you guys. You guys have to understand, when they put you on these medications, whether they know it or not, they are actually cutting off your supernatural abilities, or they're attempting to cut off your supernatural abilities when you are younger. So I'm going to wrap this up with your analysis. Number 1, I will say this. I would advise you at this point, because the fact that you actually have a support system, which is a beautiful thing, but you're saying that you're now husband. Congratulations, baby. I'm so happy for you. He's empathetic and he's kind to you and he understands what's going on. He doesn't use it to make you crazy. And even in arguments, because everybody argues, but once they start using situations this important and this intense that you have to go through and mentally suffer through and try to use that against you, can't trust that person. So I love the fact that you have a support system. This is what I will tell you. What you need to do is you need to either try and become, I don't know if you have already, but I asked you, did you have any friends outside of family? And you said no. It's time for us as TIs to use our intuition and not be afraid to get out there and socialize. You know, there's people that are just like us, evidently, you know, and so what it's time for you to do, it's time for you to either, you know, maybe he has friends or family that live in town. You being a TI for so long, what it's doing, it's putting you in this box and it's making you afraid to meet new people and explore. But honey, this is the time to do it because it's our time to shine. It's our time to shine. It's our time to get justice. It's our time for us to basically make the world aware that there's absolutely nothing wrong with us, something wrong with them, okay? So with that being said, try to, you know, you feel motherless, talk to his mom. You feel sisterless, talk to his sister, you know? And another thing, be careful to not push him away. I heard you say that the gang stalking is becoming a little bit more intense. Try not to push him away, you know, make sure that you understand who he is and why he's there for you. Because I actually made this mistake. The person that was there for me, I was so confused and scared. I thought they were trying to kill me. So I got away from that person and went to the next person, and they have no empathy for my situation. So, but I'm so strong, it don't really matter. But you don't want to be like that. Okay. So stay with a person who's empathetic towards you and your situation. And yeah, like I said, anytime you tell someone what you're going through, it's okay for them to like think that maybe you're crazy at first, because I probably would too. But after a year, and the second year and the third year of this happening to you, you being followed, your rights, your privacy is violated. Gang stalking is illegal. These are terrorists on our soil. So when you talk about stuff like that, and you talk about these people not even showing you any empathy, or not even taking time out to at least see what you're talking about, that means they already know. That means they already know. And they are pissed the hell off that you are not under their control. She wanted you on disability. She wanted you on meds, and she wanted you sitting in her house not doing a goddamn thing with your life. She didn't want you to have love or anything. You need to have some babies. Start a family. Start your own family. Do your own thing and keep your head up, because you are special. And with that being said, I hope my video helped you out. Remember what I said. Do not give your mom a second chance. Now, if you want to reach out to her on Facebook to make yourself feel better, that's fine. But she will always be your enemy, because she does not care about you. She doesn't. It's a hard pill to swallow, but you got to do it. And looking at your story, I think you have what it takes. So that being said, I hope this video was able to help you out. If anything else happens, or any more events occur that you find interesting, that you feel could help anyone else, and you want to tell me, please feel free to email me anytime you would like to. I would love to share it. And with that being said, your video will be uploaded very, very soon, and I will be sending you the link. Bye. You gotta stick together. You gotta stick together, you guys. I'll see you guys later.